So upset.
Always comes back to this.
We can talk. You want to list your 5 favorite anime movies so people can discuss that? 'Cause that's.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our talk show. I'm Josh.
I'm DJ.
And this is...
Adam.
I thought you were Ringo.
Sure.
I thought you were Bruce Campbell.
No, he doesn't have Bruce Campbell shirt on.
He has a Ringo shirt though?
Sure.
Yes.
I'm whatever DJ wants me to be for the episode.
Oh, don't say that.
Whoa, that sounds scripted.
Gonna get you a teeny weeny polka dot bikini.
Already have one.
Do you?
Ooh, nasty.
But you can be a part of my show where you don't have to set anything up or edit. When you go to speak, you have to know sports.
In 1996, Stephen Young played for the 49ers. He had Jerry Rice on his team as a wide receiver. How am I doing? Over in the Dallas Cowboys, we had Deion Sanders.
Josh knows extensive 1994 football.
That's the only Madden I played on Nintendo 64.
We told you the little facts at the bottom.
Bro, Blitz was probably the most underrated, underutilized NFL game or football game.
I like that.
Didn't they have the NFL Street after that?
Oh yeah, that's
That
right.
was my favorite one.
My thing was Mutant League
jump off the
Hockey
wall.
on Super Nintendo and Mutant League Football.
Regular hockey games were intense because you could actually MMA fight in them.
Yeah, but in Mutant League Hockey, you can knock them under the ice. And they would float. You can see their bodies.
So,
Before we start our show,
I'm sorry, but you gotta put this in there. So, a friend of mine that you know, who watches the show while he makes breakfast,
oh yeah,
wanted us to shout him out, but not name him by name or.
I only know him by one thing.
Yeah, so we're just gonna call him Breakfast Friend, right? Because he watches while he makes breakfast for the kids
Or he
and stuff
listens.
like that, or he listens. So here's your shout out, buddy. Happy you're a fan.
Well, if that's the case.
New fans too.
New fans, old fans like Trina, Mama Lama, Joanna, Cade. There you go.
We're gonna keep up to date.
Apparently, my ex-girlfriend Caitlin watches, can stalks me. So
Yeah.
Hold on.
shout out to her.
We're gonna do.
That's
Wait,
really
I thought he
creepy.
was lonely, but he has more girls.
Hey, that's enough. Enough of that.
Like there's the one.
They're busted.
You just whispered into the mic.
Oh.
It no sense.
Terrible things. to
But
say.
before we start our show, we know what's happened in the news lately, and we don't know if we're going to talk about it continuously on this episode. But DJ would like to say some things.
We did want to say that our hearts and thoughts go out to George Floyd's family and his brother and his mom and everything like that. It's a tragedy that happened.
It's very tragic.
Unfortunately, these things do happen in the world.
Shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't. I'm not saying like,
Yeah,
it happened.
No.
But
it happened.
yeah, I would never say something.
No,
like that.
definitely
Like,
not.
What a
The
terrible.
loss of life is always tragic, regardless of
Yeah. Especially in unfortunate situations.
right, a situation that didn't have to happen.
It can be
at all.
Preventable.
controlled. Yes,
Yeah.
preventable situations.
So
And our hearts go out to the local stores that have been affected by this.
all the small businesses,
Small
for sure.
businesses and towns.
Yeah.
So again, our hearts go out to everyone who's been affected by this.
Yeah, we're very sorry it happened, even though we had no control over it.
No control. But still, we have compassion.
Right.
Yeah, and then if you can, obviously you want to start donating to places that you can to help out, especially the small businesses and things in your local area. Or if you can't donate, if you have time because of COVID and you're not paranoid, which I understand some people are, but if you're not paranoid and you have time, you can go out and see if there's people doing like construction and stuff. They're putting up boards and they're trying to clean up glass and trash.
Clean up the neighborhood. And we might touch more issues later on this episode. We haven't decided because we're winging it. So, how was your guys this week?
Way to transition into that.
You like that?
I was your guys' week.
Does anyone else want to go first? I'm so tired.
My job went back to full time.
Oh!
Yes, the other part of my job has opened up to the public. And
So how are you doing this?
oh, it was so easy. And
I understand how it's easy to start it. I'm understanding there's no 6 feet. You have like 150 people trying to solve it.
no, we parked people. We skipped a space.
Oh, so you just less.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a certain amount to come in.
You know what?
50%.
Less is probably going to be better
No, we did great.
in a lot of in a
and
lot of
then
instances.
I would explain to my employees, no matter how many customers we have, we get paid the same, so be happy.
In some places that is definitely true. In some places it's not. And
I
that
can't help
sucks,
if we're
but-
busy.
But one thing that I noticed, I think with my wife got a thing about Disney.
Oh, what? Not yet. I haven't
And,
my news.
and Disney is interesting because they're going to start off with like only the people that bought tickets
Oh, prepaid.
before COVID's cancellation and the people that had passes,
Yeah.
platinum passes, and they're going to open up for them. So you're going to be going in and you're going to go to a line of
Nothing.
20 people, but that's not a line of Disney.
Well, you know, the whole
'cause-
city of Orlando has passes.
Right, but I'm saying like you have to think about that. Do they want to go there? Like, how many people are going to go somewhere like that right away?
Well, if they know
Even
that there's no
ones-
tourists,
even
they
with-
might go.
But they're also not going to be doing things like they're not going to have any of the characters out for meet and greets.
certain things they won't, but they're not
There
going
goes my
to.
viral news.
It's not going to be like.
Oh,
Yeah, my Disney opening was part of the news.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, that's how good I work.
No, you guys just want to go to Disney.
So hey, Josh, you got any viral news today?
Yeah, thanks for talking about your week. DJ doesn't want to discuss his. It's kind of
Listen,
personal.
if you notice,
We're still didn't move.
I still haven't fucking moved yet because they need 3 days to read over some papers. I didn't know it takes 3 days.
Well,
I can read almost a book in 3 days.
when they say go over paperwork, it's like we talked about earlier that people didn't do their jobs. So
Right.
now it's the second wave of people trying to do their jobs. But I do have viral news. People on TikTok, viral news is a segment we like to go through when we read headlines and criticize them.
Oh.
Or give our opinion. So our first viral news is that Disney and SeaWorld get state approval for reopening.
See, now Disney I can see. SeaWorld I don't think. Like, how are you going to sit in stands to watch Shamu?
Well, when you like skip every 2 seasons.
And is that double work for Shamu now? Because now he's got to do twice as many
I don't
shows.
mean to bust that bubble, but Shamu's dead.
Yeah, but they've had like 4 Shamus.
No.
Shamu's
no
like
more.
Batman. It's just a reincarnation of the title.
No, there's no more. They stopped doing it for some weird reason. He's like Homeward Bound, not Homeward Bound.
Oh, the other dog.
Airbud?
Airbud, thank you, Airbud. It's the same golden. No, it's not. You know how many? You know how many of them died? Like golden retrievers, not to
That was the stunt devil.
not to bust anyone's bubble on
Is
that.
stunt devil?
But golden retrievers get health
Huh?
issues pretty easily.
You said stunt devil?
Is it stunt devil or stunt?
It's stunt double. But
Double. Moving on.
I want it to be stunt devil now. What
stunt devil.
Please step in.
I'm a stunt devil.
the fuck wants to be called a stunt double?
You want to be called stunt
I
devil?
want to call it stunt devil.
Can you imagine that guy? He's got a mohawk. It's like, you don't even look like Vince Vaughn. Don't give a shit. Comes in, just.
So, and that's about Disney reopening. Thanks, guys.
I mean, it has to happen. They make so much damn money, so.
Yeah, they do. But Disney can have their own NASA spaceship if they want to.
They have their own everything, buying everything they want.
All right, next viral news. Naked Florida man spends 24 hours vandalizing school. Naked.
So he's just naked for a full 24 hours and vandalizing a school.
I hate our state. See,
Oh, wait, almost 24 hours.
Oh,
Right,
so it's like 30.
he got
There's
the-
like 23.
he got the 20.
He got hit on 23.5, 23 and a half.
he was probably in there for 12 hours, and they were like, almost 24 hours.
Damn, that's a hell of an almost.
Right?
That's a roundup.
Do you ever get that though? Somebody who goes above and beyond the roundup? Oh, I hate that. Don't do that. If you're not
So
even-
what the hell was he vandalizing for 24?
First of all,
24 hours?
first
Did he
of
take a
all-
nap?
First of all, he's 21, so he's just fresh out of high school. I assume because he's from Florida, so he's definitely just fresh out of high school.
At 21?
How many
Yeah.
discs can you make fuck up before it's
White
no
kids,
fun anymore?
white kids around here.
How many dicks can you put on the wall before it's just not, it loses its meaning?
Right, like, I just don't understand.
Is he still on Stunt Devil over here?
Yeah, I am.
This guy over here is on Stunt Devil.
Who?
No, he said, how
No.
many dicks can you draw before it loses its meaning?
No, I said how many
4.
desks
Oh, that
can you fuck up before, like, because you know it's a school, so there's just desks in every room. Like, what do you?
There's only
what do you-
classroom textbooks.
Right,
I
like,
can't
what are you
afford
messing
a.
up? Like, there's nothing really in there
Yeah, on
to.
the chalkboard, I didn't learn anything.
He's got a knife and he's just like fuck learning everywhere.
Oh no, he puts "I heart people" all over the desk.
just angry, pissed off. Fuck education.
Pulling the Bart for fucking.
For wood.
It's like Dan Cook joke. It's like who's pissed off?
He broke
in the bathroom stall, just graffitiing.
Who's that mad?
Oh my god.
How much chalk did he fucking just tear up?
Just in there high.
Did he
on
clap
drugs.
the erasers?
Just high on drugs. Like, I mean, it should just like. I hate that none of the Florida Man stuff gets adequated to drugs ever. There's never a hey.
Oh, he's back.
Florida Man. High on PCP,
Donates.
and then story. It's always Florida Man where they're like, oh, what's in the water down there?
Go.
And it's like, no, it's all the Northeastern morons that are on drugs that get shit down here for rehab, go to rehab for 13 days, realize it's either A, too expensive or they're never going to get better, and then they just stay here. And that's Florida Man. It's not
just
us.
stay here.
We laugh at you because you come here from Michigan and Ohio and New York and New Jersey and fucking Vermont and Rhode Island and Maine and Pennsylvania and Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama. I can keep going. You all come here for rehab and then you stay. And then you flock out into the world and you suck. Because you're either wanting to be high on PCP or you're high on PCP. And we get Florida Man headlines out of it.
And that's all 50 states, if you guys
I was
didn't
just
know.
about to say, I didn't know how many he was going to go. I was like, is he going to do all 50?
On our next episode, he will state the capitals of each state. That was a good rant, though. I'm proud
Adam
of you.
gets mad and remembers the whole
Adam's
all
great.
50 states. He forgot.
In a couple of years, you're gonna watch Adam's rants,
But-
or watch a TV show that he wrote, and one of the characters is gonna have a rant like that.
It was just all the time.
That was like Extreme Sheldon on Big Bang Theory. Oh right, and lightning news. Lightning.
Enlightening?
Lightning. And lighter news.
Enlightening news.
That's two new phrases he's come up
You
with.
like that?
Stun Devil and Lightning News.
Right? He's on it.
Now we
today.
got Lightning News, which is just quick TikTok headlines.
Devil.
Did you see that bitch from TikTok is teaching people how to dance, though she doesn't know how to dance? Moving on.
Video games are up to 80% off at Best Buy right now.
Well, not our Best Buy because it got burnt down.
That's just a Geek Squad car and a little bit of fire in the East End.
Yeah, they protect it.
Because they
Just
heard
a
about
Geek
they
Squad car.
heard about the 80% off.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why.
First of all, when I go online right now and I see 75% off in the Microsoft store, I'm like, oh my god. And I go in there and I just buy
Oh, it's
3 games.
Microsoft. Hey, everything always 75% off.
No, just a couple of the games.
Like when they forced us to upgrade to Windows 10 for free. Oh, I've been quiet.
He's so
Are
salty
you
about
talking?
that.
Yeah, are you talking about laptops or the
Oh,
Xbox?
and
It's still
update.
Microsoft.
It's like, yeah, but that's Sony TVs. When's the last time you bought one?
A Sony TV?
I don't have a Sony TV. They're too expensive.
Yeah, and it's the same thing as a Vizio. Trust me.
I got it.
I.e., the
I gotta
PlayStation
fill
you
up.
play.
Oh.
These two over here think that PlayStation is the next all be all because
I'm
of-
just saying
because
during-
of 2 games and because they're both on this. Our network's free, and DJ was like, the
Network is
Xbox needs
free.
the internet to play friggin' DVDs.
That's what
Second
this
of all,
means.
guy, nobody watches DVDs anymore. It's 2020.
Except
Get a
for-
Hulu subscription
except for
and stop
when you-
being old.
In
Oh,
order
I'm
to use
sorry.
Hulu, you have
I'm
to have
sorry.
internet.
Yeah, I know. Everyone
Okay.
has internet, Grandpa. Get
Right.
into it.
Sometimes you
Stop
have
being
to
a
move.
Viking. Get off Facebook. Get on Twitter.
Listen, when you move, you know you lose internet a couple of days.
I'm
when you
poor.
move.
I barely have internet.
Okay, then.
Then you couldn't watch your DVDs.
Like sometimes you need your DVD.
And I didn't need to because I knew what they were going to be.
The point is that you're
You
making
gotta
the
pay.
point.
You gotta pay for your network now, right?
You've always had to pay for the
Yeah,
network.
You gotta
pay
pay
for
for
the
your
network.
Sony stuff.
You always
get
did.
crappy
Talk
free
about-
games. Your exclusives
If I
are terrible.
had internet,
Did
I
you see
wouldn't
your new
need
system?
to watch DVDs.
Oh.
You see your new system?
Next headline,
You don't want to go into the.
and this is for Florida and all the East Coast.
Oh no.
Busy hurricane season and the coronavirus pandemic is a catastrophic scenario.
Yes, it is.
What do you
Catastrophic.
think, DJ?
Huh?
Mostly for Florida, we get hit the most, except in 10 years when we didn't.
Here's the thing. You know what the worst part about Florida is especially like here in West Palm. It's like everyone prepare. Bam, everyone prepared. Oh, we just got tropical force winds.
Yeah.
Freaking thunderstorm last week was more horrible. than
Right?
that.
Like, Jesus, Josh.
No, I'm
Like,
trying to get on.
How many women?
I gotta follow
Right,
her.
every time he brings this shit up, there's just ass and titties on his TikTok.
It's not my TikTok. My TikTok's right there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Whatever, all right, whatever, buddy, whatever.
So the hurricane.
Yeah, that hurricane.
But yeah, so we get ready, we board up our shit, and then nothing happens.
We boarded up for COVID. We boarded up for riots. So I guess
boarded up for COVID.
well, some of those paranoid people did. You know, those bunker people that
Those bunker people
that already believe the apocalypse is coming. You know, the 2012 one, the 666 one, the 2001. Remember that one?
2002.
I was talking to Kim's father the other day, and he started talking about a bunch of political crap, and
Old people are really into it.
he's like, he's the
And then they
Antichrist. He's like, he's the Antichrist, and da 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 da. And I'm like, you sound like one of the motherfuckers from back in the 1800s holding up signs, repent or Christ will kill you.
Like the dude in Assassin's Creed, whenever I'm running through that I always accidentally bump into, and then the guards chase me for 2 minutes.
Right. I'm like, you really need to stop that because you're starting to sound cray-cray. Like,
Even if you're right, man.
Even if you're right, probably keep that shit to yourself. It's like if you're the first one to hang out with an alien all day,
I
You
wouldn't
can't
say.
talk about it.
Are you telling?
You look
know?
crazy.
You don't believe me? Look at the guy in the Bible. He's like, hey, that burning bush was talking.
Right.
Like,
Right,
whoa,
look-
guy.
We're just supposed to believe they all believed him right away, gospel truth, right when he came back. Oh, he's not messed up.
Imagine this day and age and watching a burning bush and it starts talking to you.
That guy's high on DMT trying to tell me.
Okay, Christ is coming.
Okay.
High on
Look at this guy over here believing in things.
How dare he?
The bush talked to me. I'm sure it did, sir. Sure it did.
Yeah.
I thought Bush just paints in his house. I didn't know that he...
Like just some of the stories not going the way we thought.
Did you see that George Bush paints? He's actually a pretty decent painter.
Artist.
Yeah.
You say paint, I think he's painting his room.
Can you imagine that would be an awesome YouTube channel? Just George Bush painting a room.
You know that painting in the front room that we used to hang
Hitler
with
had- was a painting
Kim
artist.
painted that.
Really?
Yeah, that looks like a boat going through the
You guys will never see it.
Maybe one day.
And that's all we have for viral news. Now we're going to move on to a segment called Trying DJ's Wife's Cooking.
Which we do right now, but Adam left it in the microwave. On our reoccurring segment,
Which is called?
Trying the Wife's Cooking,
What do you have today, DJ?
we've got breakfast casserole.
Oh.
Breakfast casserole. Here, you get a spoon because I don't like you.
The spoon where something doesn't fall through.
Look at the spoon now. Like,
He wants
So
you
it's a
to...
wife's spoon.
He wants-
She likes tiny spoons.
He wants you
it's
to...
for tea.
She's a tiny person.
Tiny spoons. It's so
Can you hold it? Like in your big ass hand? Like it's a giant.
Like, have you ever used a tea? When's the last time you used a teaspoon, DJ?
It was like Andre
Well,
the Giant holding beer cans, and it looks like he's holding like
I have
a
some
Barbie
tea.
beer can.
I'm going to, when I have tea, I'll go first because Josh goes first and then he's like immediately tells me that it's fantastic.
And you have to say it after that?
Is there gravy?
No.
Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah. That goes well together. There was a breakfast casserole I saw online where they just doused it in gravy after they brought it out of the oven. I was like, wait, I wanted to try that. Why are you covering it in gravy, sir?
Oh my god. I left my sandwich on the table.
Oh fuck.
I hope none of them got into it.
Sir Kitty was guarding it with his life.
Oh wow, that's gone, bud.
You think I'm thinking it?
Oh fuck, Bella.
Sir Kitty, no, Sir
Bella.
Kitty. Sir Kitty knocks it over so Bella can get to it, and then Sir Kitty can drop down and eat it.
Probably. That's probably gone.
Oh, did you eat one though?
Yeah.
Okay, you're okay.
This is our middle bit anyway. This is where we leave Adam for 5 minutes to smoke while he talks
But then he comes with us.
about
Yeah, Adam just
Sports.
You know,
Sports.
you don't want me to talk about sports in here. This is your nerd podcast about nerd stuff. I'll keep the alpha male sports stuff out of here.
Wow.
alpha male. You know that's an
Well, I must say this is very delicious.
Yeah.
Again, she did a great job.
Two thumbs
So
up.
I give it a thumbs up.
I'm a big breakfast guy.
I am too.
Biscuits and gravy and bacon.
Mm-hmm.
And like I like donuts, but that's because that's a fat guy quick
Something to eat.
Yeah, it's like bagels or something. It's a quick fat guy breakfast food. Like that's not even like a. You look at me and you go, yeah, he eats a donut. Like that's
He
not.
looks at me and eats a dozen donuts.
God damn, dude.
Not bad.
Like just.
My back hurts. And now a word from our sponsor.
All right, they're gone. Yes. Hey guys, and welcome to Vlog Entertainment. And today we're gonna take over this channel. Hell yeah.
Brent!
Hey, we found us!
Oh yes.
Let's get to it. Oh, first try. If you're trying to get me drunk, these bottles have to be at least 100 times these size.
I feel like I need to go down.
Yeah, you do.
Am I being recorded?
Yeah.
Why?
Were you getting time for me?
I got all the time for you.
You be honest? And be my wife?
I'm the next Tiger Woods. Are we in frame?
Almost got hit by the car.
Fuck that car.
Wow.
Yeah, it is spicy.
Hello, Spider. I'm thankful for Brent.
So we should record the movie, right?
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Anything else to add, Brent?
Stay classy, YouTube.
Liz?
Stay classy, you two.
Yes, that's nice. That was a fun time.
Should we talk about friendship and support?
There you go.
And when your friend asks you to get in the car, he needs help, you shouldn't question what his helping is and bitch the entire time. But he's still grateful because he can't do it by himself.
You know what?
He won't even let you watch anime until everything was done. I'm still 2 episodes behind.
I had the last 2 episodes.
I know.
I haven't watched them either just because.
So nice of you.
We'll watch them.
It's a good show. I was on suspense.
Well, Adam, how do you feel about anime? You watch a lot
I thought you
of
said
anime?
enemy. How do you feel about enemy?
How do you feel about enemies?
I have a lot of them.
You should talk about our favorite anime.
I only talk so I don't want people.
So we don't want people?
Yeah.
My favorite anime is Ghost in the Shell from 1996.
You know they redid that, right?
Batman the animated series.
1992.
Avatar was just recently put back on
1998.
Netflix.
Yes.
I know. We talked about it last week, didn't we?
I started episode 1 yesterday.
I thought it was a great story.
You know what they also put on there for you just to be fun for shits and giggles?
Just to be fun.
Netflix also has the movie The Last Airbender,
Yeah.
so you can go watch that piece of art.
I watched it again, but
What's it called? Amazon or Hulu? One of them, or HBO has Dragon Ball Evolution.
oh my god. You
Everything.
know what? Maybe that's what we should talk about.
Not to be that guy, but everything Dragon Ball Z is so annoying. I'm
We're-
sorry. It's the
Oh,
most
God.
annoying anime.
Oh, the anime that was made in
If
1980s.
if we could rank the list of annoying animes, it goes in this order.
It's one of the long-lasting
It goes Dragon Ball Z, Inuyasha or whatever it is,
Inuyasha.
and Bleach. Those are the 3 most annoying animes. They have the weirdest cult following.
But I know different animes.
You can't talk about their names because you pronounce it like Bleach. Like you pronounced it wrong. Get out of here. And it's like you need to go somewhere. Dragon Ball Z, you nerds go so hard in the paint about Super Saiyan bullcrap and Goku and his dad. Like he's a terrible father. Let's like throw that out there.
father.
And it's
Piccolo
like,
was his dad most of the time.
you
Was
guys,
Gohan's dad.
yeah, like you guys just want to sit there and talk about this terrible dude.
So if you don't like the original Dragon Ball Z, you can watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged, where they make fun of the entire show.
I love the
And they do
original.
voiceovers, which is as funny as hell.
right?
I want to be a Super Saiyan. I want to be
The
a
best
Super
anime
Saiyan.
ever made is definitely Cowboy Bebop, and it can't be touched.
I did like Cowboy Bebop.
You can't touch.
See, when I was growing up, my brother was on all that, so like I knew everything in the '90s, like Rama 1/2,
Oh wow.
Rodma 1.5. That was
Remember,
good.
Yeah.
remember Spawn?
Spawn.
You ever seen Desert Punk?
I've heard of that.
No,
I've seen it.
I can't.
Really?
He had like
It's about
Ghost in
this
the
little
Shell.
curly kid.
He had Battle Angel. They made it into a movie recently, but he had Battle Angel from the '90s.
Net-
Yu Hakusho.
Netflix gives pretty good
Akira.
reviews.
Akira.
Akira.
And then they had the other
Akira.
one.
it's, not, it's Akira.
What is it, Vane or Kane, about the computer virus thing or something
Oh
like that?
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, that was a weird one.
And he also played games like Parasite Eve, which I learned about mitochondria and
I
stuff.
can't
from.
remember the
There's
one,
so
the one
many.
I'm thinking of that I love. It's got the blonde guy in the red suit.
The
What's it?
90s anime.
Gundam?
No, not
90s anime was either a porno or a violent display of
But the thing
power.
about America with the Dragon Ball Z thing, we didn't get Dragon Ball until the 90s, knowing it was over in the 80s.
Yeah, but that's one thing with like.
So then, like, when Super came out, they go 20 years later, they're like, what do you mean? Like, because Dragon Ball Z ended, like, in 89. What do you We didn't get it until 94.
we ruin everything with our.
And then they tried to reboot it twice with Kai or whatever
we
it
should
was.
talk about Hollywood ruining everything. That's what we should talk about. And there's stupid statistics that they base everything off of. Like, first of all, Hollywood needs to understand, when you're only giving jobs to people that are third, fourth generation celebrities and actors and directors, they don't have any fucking stories. They don't have any point or frame of reference. I'm sorry if Chet Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, has no frame point of anything that's going on in America right now, except for he's a spoon-fed rich.
You got like a lot of new favorites, right? Like,
Clint Eastwood's son looks good. Clint Eastwood's son.
You got.
Yeah, all right.
Are you looking up anime?
I'll give you that.
We're not talking about anime. I guess we're gonna talk about Digimon, Pokemon,
Oh, I love Digimon.
X-Men. X-Men is an anime of X-Men in Japan that would look way better than our X-Men.
And our X-Men wasn't terrible, the 90s
No,
show.
it wasn't. But theirs blew ours out of.
Well,
even their Power Rangers were better.
we have to,
Like-
we have sponsors to appease on the network. So the network's got to be like, oh, you can't do this because we're sponsored by Nike, and Nike doesn't want to see you do this, and that's the problem with Hollywood back in the day.
Remember Hercules in the 90s with Kevin Sava or whatever his name was?
Oh my dude, you have no
If y'all
idea.
didn't know this, that most things were filmed in New Zealand, including Power Rangers.
Hercules was by far
And Xena Warrior
the
Princess.
best 90, like,
Great.
wow. First off, his little blonde, curly-haired sidekick, who just was like, I'm badass at one point of the show, but then I'm gonna get caught at another
He
point.
had a baton, or a staff, I mean. And then Xena Warrior Princess tried to use the same formula.
Yeah, right. Here comes Lucy Lawless in the skimpiest of skimpiest outfits, just yodeling on a horse,
Great at pressure points.
and just dominates all these men. And she's also, I think, pretty tall. I think Lucy Lawless is like 5'8" or 5'9". She's a pretty tall woman, so that character really fit her.
Oh,
That's
DJ has
what it was.
something.
It was Trigun. You
Oh.
remember that? It was about this guy. He was wanted for destroying the whole town. He didn't really destroy it, but he was being blamed for it. And he had $60 billion double dollars on his head, wanted.
Damn.
Right, but the problem is they couldn't get him because he was a gunslinger.
Oh, yeah.
So they couldn't get his ass, and he couldn't be killed like for the life of him.
This is what
Everybody
you're
tried.
watching?
Oh, Trigun was amazing.
My introduction to like was Voltron in 1989. Like,
Yeah.
Voltron, they ruined Voltron this
I
time.
mean the original one.
I was.
Netflix.
We had the lunchbox.
They fucked
I
up
think
Teen
I had-
Titans
I
with
think
that
I
Teen
had-
Titans
I
Go.
don't want to talk about that.
I think
That
it
doesn't
was,
count.
I think it was Bebop. That was my first.
Bebop.
Or Spawn. It was
Spawn.
One of those two. It was one of those two because my dad would, of course, fall asleep drunk with the TV on.
Cowboy Bebop.
And I would get lucky and it wouldn't be on the Playboy channel and I would be able to go out there. Like, really? Like, come on. Like, it's like 9:30.
So this turned from anime to 90 cartoons and 90 TV shows.
Well, I mean, those were the animes and stuff we watched. I liked a lot of the old.
My introduction to anime was, like I said, Bebop.
The thing about their drawing
Mine was Yu Yu
technique is that you
Hakusho.
could, the thing about their animation technique in Japan, you couldn't tell what year it was. You're like, wow, this is a cool show. What do you mean 1985? It's drawn like this in 1985?
Well, that is true. They
That's
definitely.
crazy compared to how we would watch cartoons till now.
Yeah, because it's like our cartoons are forced to follow a pattern, an algorithm, and if it doesn't fit that, our producers and people that put money up for the shows don't put money up for your show.
Can we sell a bunch of merchandise to children?
Hollywood, I'm so glad is burning
Oh my god.
because
Why are you so upset with your future business?
listen, Hollywood needs to be cleaned out of all the repetitive crap. I'm talking about how Hollywood is so boring and how they just regurgitate the same crap over and over again, especially with the comic book movies that they're beating to death, they're starting to do it terribly.
Comic books are in right now. That's why they're doing
No,
it.
but see, when you saturate the market with anything, it just becomes so disgusting. You don't want to see it anymore. Like, I can't
That's
see.
why X-Men doesn't count
I
anymore.
remember-
Why is there
Originally,
11 Avengers movies? We get it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Those are Marvel movies I live for, man.
Listen to me. First of all,
That came
all
from
of them were bad. All of them were bad.
Whoa.
They were bad. They were bad.
It was a great
Even the
story.
first Iron Man?
You're gonna point out a handful of good ones. And if we were left with those,
All of them.
if we were left with those, we could sit there and talk about how great they are. But
I didn't like Thor 2. Okay.
This is what I'm talking about.
Hey.
This is what I'm talking about. When you have 4 Thors, you have to go,
Three.
well, I like this one, but this one sucked. Why wasn't
Ragnarok
this actor?
Wait, the same thing happened with Star Wars and Star Trek.
I know. That's what I'm getting at. Like, I can't wait until millennials start to take over everything, including making shows, because I'm so sick of the old ways and how everything is just
But
bad.
it's just a formula.
Right, but the formula isn't working. I understand there's a formula.
Well,
it
the
has
formula-
to make money.
no,
it has,
you
have to
tell
sell
that to their
merchandise.
paycheck.
I need to tell a story.
I will
All
tell
you
it to their
need.
paychecks. Go listen to any podcast to anybody who's doing any kind of mainstream acting. You're doing a comic book movie or you're doing a TV show. You're not doing anything else. There is nothing else going on. Hollywood is sinking
Horror
because
movies.
they can't get out of their own way.
Still making horror movies.
Well, I'm talking. Yeah, the horror movies have
Name a good
declined since.
Oh, I haven't watched
Name a
no
good-
horror movies.
seven-
since
Name
the
a good
90s.
one. Thank you. Exactly.
That's just because I don't
Halloween
watch horror.
1975.
I haven't made.
I'm not into horror.
I haven't made a movie yet, so there is.
And they're PG-13 now.
Everybody likes
That's
to do-
horrible.
Because they're trying to market to everybody, and when you do that, you're going to sacrifice the integrity of the film.
Well, now we're on the topic. Listen, guys, if you ever want to do a
What
story,
topic? It's Corona
Listen.
season. Everything's on fire. Nobody has jobs.
the formula is this:
This guy,
to
we're
telling
not-
it. Hold
we're not
on.
on
To
topic.
tell a good story for any movie, play,
I agree with you.
is that this 3 things you need: an introduction, a conflict, and a resolution, and then you fill in the blanks. That's it. As long as you have all that,
Yeah,
you're good.
but the problem is
But they tell shitty stories.
they fall into these patterns of like, okay, the comic books are in, we'll make a bunch of those, and you get a bunch of crappy ones. Or like when the rom-coms are in, it's a bunch of rom-comedies, and you get a bunch of crappy ones of those, and they just keep making them, and then they're giving awards out to these actors and these writers for these simple movies where it's like, here comes Tom, he likes Carol, but Carol's a cheating whore.
I like some of
But
the
he
still
doesn't know
good
that Carol's a
movies.
cheating whore. Here comes Tiffany. Tiffany's a good girl.
Hold on,
she
hold
doesn't
on.
cheat on
I like
anyone.
Hitch.
But he doesn't understand.
Hitch, Friends with Benefits, she's out of my league. Some of the raunchy
What
comedies
was
are
the
pretty
one with
good.
Here's my
Cook.
point. You're gonna say
No, I'm saying
you're gonna
some
name
of
6
them.
good ones.
I like feel-good movies.
Yes, but when you make 3,000 of them in a summer,
No, Strings Attached sucked.
everything is going to be saturated with garbage, and Hollywood can't get out of its own way to go, what's the new wave? Well, we don't know. Well, let's try this.
Then to go the
no,
Notebook
it's not going to
and
make us
kids.
billions of dollars. We're not going to take a chance. Let's make Hitch 5. No, that's not going to sell because A, you don't have Will Smith. B, you don't have the same writer. C, it's not the same. Like it's stupid. It's like how many Step Up movies can you make before you realize that
Bring it
nobody,
on.
that
Bring it
nobody
on.
wants to go see movies about dudes who dance, and then they want to make them like they're battling, like it's a serious thing. Like there's gangs out there that actually physically battle each other.
Hey, West
in
Side Story
gangs.
was like that. The
Are you
greaser.
talking about West Side Story or like Mike? I can't.
Yeah,
can't
pick
tell.
a dance movie. They're all the same.
No, West Side Story was the play from
or
back in the day. But yeah, it's the
or
same
when
thing.
Hollywood does the white girl who's hanging out with all the urban kids, and then they find out she's a real good dancer because her dad is actually a black guy.
Wait,
Ooh, Hollywood's
wait.
so edgy.
Do I know this movie?
Honey?
Oh, I was thinking the other one with what's her
Oh,
name?
the other one? Yeah, Hollywood doesn't do that ever.
The token black guy was in it.
God, right. And there's, the token black guy teaches the white girl to dance because he has nothing better to do with his time. She's getting picked on in high school, goes to a ballet class, and then an urban dude, is how they describe him, walks down the hallway, and that's who teaches her how to dance. He just peeks into a ballerina class and sees that she can't dance.
She
for
has
shit.
potential.
She's got potential. Look, she can do a twist.
So that was your conflict, and then the resolution that she can dance. Boom, story.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
it's,
like we talked about this a
So
few
many
episodes
times.
ago. So many times.
So
It
upset.
always
with
comes
Hollywood.
back to this.
you want to sit here and have a writing contest and see who can write words faster
That's
than the
not
other person?
fair.
Let's have a throwing contest. Let's
I
see
thought we
who
were gonna
can
talk about
throw
friendship and
farther.
support.
Like, I'm sorry we didn't list our 5 favorite animes and you're just pissed off. Talk. Speak. You sit down and blame me for coming up with a bad topic that you don't want to discuss.
Nobody said that.
You know, guys, we are
Nobody other than
friendship. We
Mike.
have friendship here, guys.
You don't have
All right,
to.
we
Josh.
support each other.
You can just get
Josh, the adults are talking. How about you just wait a second? Sucks when you don't have the biggest IQ in the room.
I wouldn't know because I have the biggest IQ in the room. Next to, I think it was 1, 2, 3. I thought.
Yeah.
Or 2, 1, 2, 3.
You're exactly right.
Are we gonna do an IQ test
I was
right
gonna,
now?
I was gonna be modest and go 1, 2,
Oh, were you?
but
And
there's other people.
Bella, Sir Kitty, the camera.
Sword Kitty is pretty smart.
There's the camera.
Everyone in live.
Carl over there behind the camera.
There's a Carl here?
Right? We
Oh,
got
we're mad at Carl now for not
Right.
setting up properly.
Steve with the lighting over here.
Wish they'd fucking do their job.
We got Jack over here doing the live, but he sucks because he falls asleep.
God, I can't wait till you move so we can actually just prepare.
Right? DJ
is really dedicated to the show that he would not take a week off. If we had to, if he was moving on a Tuesday, we'd do the talk show in the car. We're hoping it's Sunday.
Have to.
Right.
We're hoping it's Sunday.
Yeah, don't fucking jinx it. Oh man, I feel so bad.
DJ had the whole car packed when he came and got me Thursday to paint. And he's like, we get that key, we're fucking going, bro.
Right, we'll drop what we're doing and everything like that. Friday rolls around, they're like, oh, we need 3 days to go over the paper. Well, I was playing Apex with Sonya the night before, and she's like, bro, just be prepared, because you know something's going to get fucked up.
She fucking...
So when I went up there, it's not her fault.
He threw the weed at her?
It's their fault. But when I walked up, I'm like, you had to fucking say it.
She had been bounced to the universe.
She just had. She's like, well, I'm glad that you think that I have enough power to say something and make it come
You know,
true.
I researched a lot about astrology this week too, about our signs and Cancer and Virgo and Scorpion.
So all your manifestation of your anger is based on your astrological sign. Is that what you're
Cancer
about to tell us?
fucking hit
You're
me
about
on the
to-
nose.
You're about
I
to.
guess we should do Florida driving tip.
And that's all we have for today. We're gonna move over to the Florida driving tip.
This week's Florida driving tip is don't be afraid to reroute. Right? Sometimes you got to take the scenic route to get around
Obstacles.
inconvenient things. And rather than hit the inconvenience and get yourself in trouble.
Obstacles.
Right.
Just go a different way.
Just go a different route.
Avoid conflict.
Yeah. Even in your driving, right? You probably shouldn't be running people over.
Common courtesy.
Yeah. You like that passive aggressive? I like that.
It's pretty passive aggressive.
I don't know if that.
But should the obstacles be in the way?
I don't want.
Sometimes you can't, you can't always help that. You can only.
I thought they had laws to prevent that.
No, you can only do you.
True. And that's what we have for a Florida driving tip. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Follow us on all of our social medias.
Make sure you hit your notification button so you get us every Friday morning at 9 a.m.
And next week we talk about something, and hopefully we'll be in the new house.
Talk about something. Yes.
DJ's new setup, less stress, and hopefully there'll be something else in the news that we can talk about.
Jesus Lord, give us better news.
A hurricane's coming.
Yeah.
Will we film during hurricanes too?
Looting, riots, protests, hurricanes, coronavirus. Woohoo! It's like
We should start 2020 over.
lions, tigers,
Can we
bears,
restart?
oh my.
2020 needs to get out and come back and try again.
Yeah, 2020 was a
Can we put a cheat-
dumpster fire.
Can we put a cheat code in or something? Like,
And it's not even over yet.
No, we still got half the year to go. Still got half the dog.
maybe we can make a comeback like Tom Brady.
Like it's not even Josh's birthday yet.
No, it's not next month.